Well, the Rokani Media Football, Arsenal fans, you really have a very huge boast from your player that has always gone ahead to be one of those that really changed the mindset for this club. And I think this guy deserves a statue at Arsenal. He has not played very many games. He has not hit the epitome of what you guys had in expectations for him when he signed for the club of Arsenal, but he changed the mindset of the club. I've always said this. When he came in through, when he stormed the dressing room, asked the players, what's your target for the season of 2022-2023? All the players told him, we want to fight for Champions League position. Jesus single-handedly told them that, I don't fight for top 4. I fight for the trophy. And they told him, can we really fight for the trophy? He told them, yes, you can. And you have me. I have the heart of a lion. Let's go in for that trophy. And the rest was history. He made those players believe that they can win the trophy. And you remember how the season started. Arsenal opened up with Leicester City, and I think Gabriel Jesus scored a brace in that game. And he went ahead to score goals and goals and goals and goals and helped the club of Arsenal to lift them to their dream. And by the time he got injured in the World Cup, every Arsenal player had now believed that Arsenal can obviously go ahead and obviously lift the trophy. And over 290 days, 300 days out, almost a year, because a year has 365 days. You know, he was left with just 65 days to obviously see himself making a year. Gabriel Jesus is back in group training session for the club of Arsenal after going ahead to obviously do the needful and tear his ACL. He has been out for some long time and he's back at the club of Arsenal. And let me drop the video, you know, as you see him really training with the club of Arsenal. That's how Gabriel Jesus went ahead to do everything he did. And he really touched the ground. And he touched the grass when he was coming in through and was like, oh my God, it's unbelievable that I'm back. And obviously, he's really doing the needful for the club of Arsenal. And that is Gabriel Jesus training for the club of Arsenal as you see him there. Now, him returning at this particular moment is really very important. Why is it very important? Because Arsenal don't really have a number 9. You understand? Arsenal don't have a number 9 who is really fully fit. And guess what? Gyökeres is also injured, and you're waiting for the managers input tomorrow when he's telling us about the players who are really fit and those that are not yet fit. You understand? That is Gabriel Jesus for you. So he comes in through at a very, very critical time. Why am I saying that? Guys, have you checked out the fixture of Arsenal after the international break? These 4 matches have been really easy, as I told you that Arsenal will win them all. But the next coming fixtures are really going to be hard for the club of Arsenal. I tell you. They're really gonna be hard for the club of Arsenal. You know, take it from me. It's not obviously gonna be an easy take. You know, it's really gonna be very, 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 very hard. I tell you this because a lot of things are really not going the way that that other teams are really wanting them to be. Though for Arsenal, they're not going the right way as far as injuries are really concerned. But the boost of Gabriel Jesus is really very important. As you see him there, he's trying to be very sharp. And you know what he does for the club of Arsenal. He's a pressing monster and he comes in through at a very crucial time. You've watched the video of him training, and let's obviously get into why his return is really very important. 1, we don't know when Gyökeres will return, you know, and we might be here thinking that after the international break will return and he gets a setback. That is 1. Secondly, however much Mikel Merino is going to have to come in through and obviously score goals in the game of Slavia Praha, he can score against Sunderland. But look at the next fixtures of Arsenal in this coming international break. When Arsenal comes from international break, they'll be playing Tottenham Hotspur and North London Derby. On the 26th, 3 days later, they'll have to play against Bayern Munich. 30th November, they play against Chelsea away. 3rd December, they play against Brentford at home. 6th December, they play away at Aston Villa. 10th December, they play Club Brugge away. If you watch the game of Barcelona and Club Brugge, you obviously understand that it's going to be another hard game for them. Then 13th December, it's going to be Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. And 21st December, it's going to be Arsenal versus Everton away. Now, 23rd, EFL, Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. 27th December, Arsenal is going to be playing Brighton. And 30th December, Arsenal will host Aston Villa. You understand? So those are the next games that Arsenal are really left with, meaning that the next 9 games of the Premier League are really going to be tough, and it's not going to come in easy. So when you see Gabriel Jesus coming through, it really has to give you relief, and understand that if Gyökeres doesn't recover in time after the international break, Jesus will come in through and really put in a very huge shift. You understand? If Gyökeres returns, it will help the club of Arsenal to obviously have huge competition, huge competition in the game. If these players really show up and really push in a very huge shift. So it's a double-edged sword, If he returns, better. If he doesn't return, also at least you really have a striker in. Gabriel Jesus, in that team of Arsenal, if he comes in through, he's obviously going to unlock Saka. He's going to unlock Leandro Trossard. And that is the beauty of him. And I know he's not going to get a setback because they've given him ample time. They've given him ample time to heal. And I think he's now fully fit. I think one of the things that the physios of Arsenal should obviously tell him that he's a workaholic player and he should really cut off a bit, cut a slack, of the runs that he makes as a player. But all in all, I want to let you know that the side of Arsenal has an injury boost that will help every Arsenal fan really feel like, all right, this is good. Because if these players start returning, and they keep fit, I tell you, Arsenal is almost going to win every game. And Liverpool might be the last team to beat Arsenal this season. That is it. Because if these players hit the ground running, I tell you, Arsenal will be unstoppable. That is it. So, Jesus returning is a very huge hit for him, as the World Cup is also around the corner. If he obviously goes ahead and really performs very well and really scores those goals that we all know he can score, what will happen. The lad won't look back, and Ancelotti will obviously involve him into the team, of the World Cup. So the battle is there. The battle lines will obviously be drawn, but I know Jesus is coming back is really one of the hugest signings in there for you, because if you're having Gabriel Jesus back, if you're having Martin Odegaard back, those two into the team of Arsenal on how it's really playing, we'll see Arsenal create more and more and more and more and more and more deadly chances, because you know what Jesus brings onto the field of play. Should I obviously go ahead and really explain it, Saka will score more goals. That's why in 2022-2023, you saw Saka score 14 Premier League goals. In that same season, Martinelli scored 16 goals. Do you know why? Jesus drops deep, and his link-up play and hold-up play is really great. And Jesus is also good when it comes to taking off players. He gets that ball, takes off players, meaning that he is obviously creating space for Saka and Martinelli. Ask yourself, when do these two obviously act better? They really act better when there is space. That's when they thrive. That is all about Gabriel Jesus' game. So if you obviously put in a shift like that, I tell you what, Arsenal is obviously going to be a very deadly team. I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below about the return of Gabriel Jesus back in the training session of Arsenal, and what do you make about it, you the viewers of this beautiful channel that is the Rokani Media Football. Good night those going to bed, but we are still dropping more and more stories in here.